Oh, when will my work be done? So, I'm looking at Austin Lee Meredith and Shelane Amber Graves. And I'm looking at all the different ways I can draw an A, draw an L, draw an M, an S, an A, a G. Understand that ALM is 26, which is a capital letter, but there are 3 cells, creating a capital C. And then this is just GAS plus 1, which is GAT. And there's your, your GTAC, part of your DNA and RNA, your double helix, interesting coincidence. And if you look at all the different types of C's, the first thing you get is really a C, and then you basically grow out on the height and length infinitely in the XY, or your 2 eyes, let's say. And then your T is the cross, that's a T. But your T slowly evolves where the line starts to move up until eventually it gets to the top, and that's a capital T. So there's like 3 of them, like an X, Y, and a Z, let's say. So you have 2 eyes in your X, Y, Z and your 5D Earth because you see everything on a 2D movie screen and 3-dimensional objects in front of you. But I thought that was rather interesting. Only when this is created do you create the GTAC. Your G, T, there's your A, and there's your C. So in order to create Austin Lee Meredith, you have to create all of this. Because you need to create this 8x8 cell to create the M, okay? To create your M. And when you create your M, you create a whole bunch of other stuff. Now, I find that to be rather interesting because ALM is a capital C when it reduces, because this is when the snowflake collapses into the XYZ axes. Into a C. Now, Shelane Amber Graves is also interesting to me because what do you see right here? What do I see is a big giant S, the serpent, like almost swastika. I see your A, but it's a big A this time. And I see a G. And it all fits just pretty nice and dandy in the cell, filling the whole thing up, You got your Austin Lee Meredith. And when you flip it upside down, you get this. Now I find this to be very interesting because now that I've created my corners here, they go all the way to the corner and up for my big giant M, okay? Look, we've made a different type of A. The only time we've created the A that we all use and love. And that's using Armageddon to branch a V. You write an A like this, you're using the branch of Armageddon to write your A. Now, A is important because A is in both Austin Lee Meredith and Shelane Amber Graves' names. Males lead the way, but females are closer to God. So, there it is, okay? Your 2 eyes and your X, Y, Z, your length, width, and depth, okay, of the 3-dimensional objects you see in the 2 XY movie plane of your life, where your double helix exists, and yeah, you need to realize that you live in 5D reality and always have been. Nothing really changes in Armageddon except your consciousness and the way you perceive things, because that's 5D Earth. And when you understand 5D, you understand, love, which is 1/6, okay, which is kind of like the keys and secrets to unlocking free energy. And then you can make fun of the guys with the ego because, those ego guys are like the 322, the skull and bones, the controllers of the American government and all those people in schools and stuff. And you're pretty sharp on the concept of nothing and infinite because, they kind of work together to get stuff done. And I was actually laughing when I was doing 1 is the loneliest number. What is this? Anyone? Come on, it's a 1557. It's very interesting to Kevin. Because it's a 1107 or a 0117. Very interesting. 3 sevens, you're 777. Anyway. Yeah, so Armageddon, it branches both halves to make the 8. As they would say in Game of Thrones. I mean, my god, the symbolism is just outstanding. I mean, they did well. they see what they want us to see. But what the heck? Anyway. What I also find interesting about this, my last thought, okay? I understand I use the C as your two eyes. I understand I use the T as your X, Y, and Z. 3 dimensions of height, width, and length. And I did not talk about the A and the G. Well, the A and the G are quite simply. That's a 1 and a 7 read backwards. An A is a 1 and G is a 7. We are 1 of 7 of 13 of 110. Okay? It's very fitting that since we're working on, you know, bettering ourselves and expanding our consciousness, the 1 of 7 are already there. And 3 makes 4 makes 5. To make a new one. So if you want to get out of this little bubble around the 7, 13 of 110 consciousness, and you want to get into this bigger bubble, and you want to go down the rabbit hole, watch some videos. Do some gematria. I haven't done gematria in a long time. I should talk about gematria. Gematria stuff, because those guys show up all the time. And I find it quite interesting when you speak in truth what you find.